growth gives you the most commonest measure of economic performance. Employment gives you another dimension because it gives you an indication of how productive we are. By this time, we should be seeing pace or momentum for the economy growing at about 10% per annum. Pace and momentum. By this time, we should be seeing momentum of this economy creating 1 million jobs every year. By this time, we should be seeing a lot of momentum on this economy generating 5,000 to 6,000 megawatts of energy, and then 20,000 within the 4 years. By this time, we should be seeing this economy, we should be seeing momentum on building 3,000 kilometers of super highways, 4,800 kilometers of rail. And by this time, we should be seeing the PIB start to unlock investment in the oil and gas sector. And by this time, we should be seeing the NNPC, if not already, at least momentum on it being modernized. What is on ground? On economic growth, we have the IMF projecting that probably the economy grew rather contracted by about 1.7% in 2016. On the jobs front, we have unemployment at almost 14% in the third quarter, from 9% year on year. That is data coming out of the National Bureau of Statistics, which Bureau also states that in the fourth quarter, power generation averaged about 2,500 megawatts in the fourth quarter. On building roads and railway, we have seen a lot of deals coming through, especially with the Chinese. And from where you sit, if you see such deals, you have to be optimistic. So there is movement in that direction. PIB, we have seen the governance bits of that bill move, and it will probably get past. The Senate President has repeatedly said he's determined to see it passed and probably to unlock investment in that area. And some of the other indicators, inflation is at an 11-year high, and the monetary policy rate coming from central bank is at a record high of 14%. In terms of the outlook, last week we just saw rating agency Fitch downgrade Nigeria's outlook to negative from stable and affirmed the rating at B+. The IMF thinks that the economy will rebound and grow at about 0.8% this year. And the government thinks the economy will rebound and grow at 2.5%. That's according to President Buhari. And Fitch thinks the economy will rebound and grow at 1.5%. And government actually says in President Buhari's words when he presented the budget proposals that this is going to be a year of recovery and growth. And with us we have the panel that is going to dissect and tell us how much that will be achieved. So I would like to start with Alan. And before I ask the first question, I just want to take a call from all the panelists, and I'm going to ask whether they are optimistic or pessimistic. Just in one word. I'll not allow neutral because you have to be pessimistic or optimistic on this one. So Alan, pessimistic, optimistic?
Optimistic.
For 2017. Okay. Optimistic. Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Very optimistic.
Very optimistic.
2 words.
Very optimistic. Everyone is optimistic, which is a good place to start. I must say Nigeria is one of the most optimistic countries. As a non-Nigerian, it is one of the most optimistic countries that I've visited or lived in. Alan, when you look at the outlook, what do you think will drive growth saying you're optimistic, what do you think is going to drive growth in 2017? And while you're answering that, we're expecting this much anticipated economic plan coming from the Ministry of Budget and Planning probably this month, and the President is going to be launching it. I'll also ask you what you expect, or what you would like to see in that plan to be a catalyst for growth in 2017.
Well, is this working? Yes. Okay. Actually, I think most of what will determine the growth that will take place are issues that were identified in Dr. Katie's presentation. The number one thing, of course, is productivity. And so when I look at what to expect for this year, we will be looking at what that economic growth and recovery plan has. Dr. Katie focused a lot on the issue of capital expenditures. And we've seen a lot of discussion of capital expenditures that have to take place, for example, in the power sector, in roads, in railways, across the board in infrastructure. And I think those are all productive investments because it will help empower the private sector, whether it's individual farmers or big farms or manufacturers or service providers. If they have better infrastructure, access to electricity, can get their goods and services across the country, I think that will help improve productivity. So the challenge is, if you've identified these capital expenditures, how far will the government be able to go in implementing those? It's one thing to propose, you can have the best plan in the world, how is it implemented? What is the follow-through? So I think that will be a challenge for Nigeria. I think the second issue is not just the government, and perhaps even more important, even though it's not necessarily addressed in the recovery plan, is how will you empower the private sector to do more? Because after all, when we look at, again, one of the key factors here is the unemployment rate. How do you deal with unemployment? You create jobs. Will the government create jobs? No. What the government's been doing in a good way, one could say eliminating jobs, but those weren't real jobs, they were ghost workers. We've seen, for example, in the past, more than the past year, the elimination of tens of thousands of so-called ghost workers. These were jobs that didn't exist, but yet were paid for by the government budget. So I think as the government takes steps to improve what we call fiscal transparency, where is the money coming in, where are the revenues coming from, how are they being spent, that's good for all of Nigeria because you can make plans when you know exactly what's out there, what's available. But I still think the key to address one of the points of Dr. Kiti is what is going to happen in the long term. It's hard to predict in the short term, in the next 12 months, what will happen. And I think the real focus has to be on more fundamental issues that won't be addressed overnight, but by focusing on them today, education, electricity, and enabling key actors the information that they need. And but there I think maybe you need a change of outlook about the role of private sector investment, including foreign investment. Two of the things that Dr. Kiti focused on, which I thought are very significant, are what I would call market-oriented solutions to problems. The first he spoke about was what happened to PMS and the pricing of PMS, and what happened in those first 4 months of 2016. And I've been in Abuja for about 2.5 years now, and I think all of us here, whether you're in Abuja or Lagos, one thing that comes to mind is the queues at gasoline stations. If we're talking about productivity, we've seen the traffic jams, but this wasn't a traffic jam. These were people who were productive economic actors in Nigeria, waiting for hours and hours just to get petrol for either their motorcycles, their trucks, their cars. And that's lost productivity. So I think that held back. On the other hand, once the price was allowed to rise to what was a more market-oriented price, those queues virtually disappeared overnight. And people were getting back to work on time. The second thing he talked about had to do with foreign exchange rate policy, or exchange rate policy. And I think when the Monetary Policy Committee met, I think it was last May, and said we will now have introduced flexibility into our policy, and the central bank acted shortly thereafter in June, and we saw and we read public statements about a move to a more flexible exchange rate and a floating regime. I think in a very short time, there was more money coming into Nigeria. And I think that was a good signal. But then there was a change that didn't last that long. I think by August, things had changed, and we haven't really seen much change in the exchange rate at the official rate since that time. So I think one of the constraints currently in Nigeria is the issue of access to foreign exchange. So right now there are multiple exchange rates, and even with those multiple exchange rates, what I hear anecdotally from businesses, Nigerian and foreign businesses, that it's hard to get foreign exchange. And so I'm hopeful, despite all those constraints, the fact that I think oil production in Nigeria is going up. Oil prices internationally have rebounded compared to what they were several months ago. And I think we've seen that foreign reserves are starting to go up again. So I think these are actually encouraging signals. And what I'm hopeful is that as these signals continue to improve, there will be, once again, more flexibility, and the private sector will be better able to do its job.
With the status quo, as said, the central bank, Governor Mefele just held a press conference at the NBC, and he said that they are managing the float. It's not completely float, but they are managing the float, which means that the status quo might continue. How will this impact on growth? And given the argument between portfolio investment flows and then real money that comes in to build factories, there's an argument for and against. And many fiscal policymakers say they prefer the real money coming in to build factories rather than the hot money that will come into Lagos and run out once the FX permits. I want to get your thoughts on that, and then with the status quo remaining of how the FX environment is, how would that affect the prospects for growth?
Yeah. Well, I tend to agree that it is more important to attract the foreign direct investment than the portfolio investment. But I think they're both important because the portfolio investment, in one respect, is a sign of confidence in Nigeria. And so when you see fund managers around the world looking for places to invest their money, if they see Nigeria as positive and that money comes in, that's good for Nigeria. It's sending a signal. But more important is the investment that would come in that builds factories, that employs people, that starts new businesses, because they bring in new technology, they bring in I say accelerators for growth, because they're connected with the best services around the world, the best manufacturers around the world. But what we've seen already is that, look at the manufacturers that are here, not the ones that might come, the ones that are here and have been producing for years. Some of them have had a hard time getting foreign exchange. And that's when you see some of these firms that are already here that have had to cut back production or lay off workers or have had to kill plans for additional investment, that's the point. And so what I'm hopeful for is that, I know there are policies in which foreign exchange is supposed to be allocated for those needed inputs, but I think if you talk to firms who are actually involved in the business, sometimes they get what they need, sometimes they don't. And whether they want to pay more or less, they have a hard time getting the foreign exchange. So I would think more has to be done to make sure they can get what they